Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm in the studio, but just to confuse the issue, it's not live. This is recorded, so it's not live, but you can still get involved in the comments and let us know what you think about any of the stories we're covering today. There's obviously going to be an Erik Ten Hag story. We know that. There's always an Erik Ten Hag story. It was sort of like Erik Ten Hag. I see it in a minute, aren't we? It seems like there's a new story, a new update every single day about the Ajax manager who could be potentially heading to Manchester United this summer, or maybe even sooner. I will get to that in a minute. I just want to follow up on a story that me and McCall had last night on our Paddock Live. We were talking about Tammy Abraham. I mean, we didn't talk about him very long because we got sort of sidetracked, as me and McCall often do. But there was a speculation that he could be heading to Manchester United. He was linked with us. I don't even remember this. A few years ago when he was at Chelsea, there was talk that maybe we could get him for around 40 million quid, that he was surplus to requirements there, that he could be available in the summer. And I sort of thought, he's not a player that I'm like massively keen on. Like, we've got to get Tammy Abraham, but I wasn't against that if it was like £40 million sort of transfer fee for a player that has got Premier League experience and has scored a few goals in the Premier League. But it didn't happen. He went to Roma. And it seems now he is available, but the price tag is a lot more than 40 million quid. The latest stories say that he's available for 100 million. I've seen this in it's doing around in a few papers here in the Metro. I'm just reading it from. And it says Roma have set an eye-watering £100 million asking price for former Chelsea striker Tammy Abraham after the club received interest from the Premier League for the England ace. So it goes on to say that he's thrived in the capital since he's gone there. The former Chelsea ace has scored 23 goals in 40 appearances so far this term. And his brace against Lazio last weekend saw him break a long-standing record held by Gabriel Batistuta for goals in a debut season at the club. Gabriel Batistuta is one of my favourite players that United didn't get. So any comparison to him, favourable comparison to him, is always going to get a thumbs up from me. Listen, Tammy Abraham is doing well in Rome. As I said earlier, he's got Premier League experience. His goal-scoring record in the Premier League was always pretty okay. I don't think it was anything spectacular. I'm just having a look at the numbers here. Did well in the Championship, and then he came into Premier League in Chelsea, got 15 goals in 34 games. The following season, this is in the Premier League, he got 6 in 22, 12 in all comps. So it was all right. Then he's gone to Roma, and obviously, as I said earlier, 23 goals in 40 competition, 40 goals in all 40 games. Get my words out in all competitions. He's doing well. Is he going to take us to the level we need to get to catch the likes of City, Liverpool? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in terms of budget, in terms of who we're going to go for, where we need to strengthen. We probably do need a striker. I think you look at it with Cristiano Ronaldo's age. Edinson Cavani's obviously going. There's question marks over Marcus Rashford, and is he even a striker? Is Anthony Elanga a striker? Will Mason Greenwood ever play for us again? It's a good chance he won't. So I just think that a striker has to be a priority. You can't have a club like Manchester United, you can't have a team without a recognised striker that's not 37 years old. It's just ridiculous. I don't think Anthony Martial's coming back either. I'd be very surprised if he does, because he's moved to Sevilla, from what I've read, and the stats and the occasional game I've caught, he hasn't really excelled there. There's been a few question marks about his performances and whether he's, up to scratch, and that's at Sevilla, where, no disrespect to him, he's not. If he goes to Sevilla and doesn't set the world alight, I don't think the new manager comes in and goes, I want Anthony Martial. I might be wrong at Manchester United, I might be wrong, but it just seems like it's petering out a little bit for Anthony Martial. It's a shame, because I do like him, but he's not had a good couple of seasons. So United need a striker. Could it be Tammy Abraham? I'm not sure. I'll tell you one thing I'm sure about. If his price tag's 100 million quid, it won't be him. I know we make some stupid transfer decisions, but that, for me, feels even too stupid for us. But you never know. This is Manchester United. So who knows? Maybe we'll pay that for him. That'll be our entire transfer budget, and it'll go on Tammy Abraham. Erik Ten Hag, I mentioned him earlier. Obviously, we mention him all the time. Now, there's constant stories, constant rumours, constant reports, constant updates doing the rounds with Erik Ten Hag in every single paper. One of the stories doing the rounds, is that Erik Ten Hag wants to bring in someone with experience in Manchester United, and possibly a Dutch player, a Dutch ex-player, and someone who's been at United and played for Holland, or has some experience with a sort of connection to Erik Ten Hag, if that makes any sense. So the names doing the rounds there are the likes of Robin van Persie. People saying, well, Robin van Persie's Dutch, obviously, United legend. Maybe he could be someone. Could it be someone like, could he convince Edwin van der Sar? I doubt it. Could it be someone like Jaap Stam? He's been linked. So you've had all these sort of ex-United players who've been linked with the job of assistant. Who knows, to be honest with you? I think people here putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with 5, thinking, all right, he's Dutch. We've got a load of ex-Dutch players who are, legends. Let's get one of them in to come and assist him. I'm not seeing anything concrete around this. It's just a few reports doing the rounds, and it seems to be more suggestive rather than this is going to happen. So you've got all these names being bandied about. Let's not forget, I think Rio Ferdinand, I know he's not Dutch, was named yesterday, and he poured water all over that by a tweet saying that, he's just not happening. So we'll have to wait and see. Possibly he brings in someone like maybe even Rennie Merlinstein. He's another name that's been mentioned because obviously he's not an ex-player, but he's Dutch and he's a coach. It seems a bit just basic ideas here. He's Dutch. We've got these Dutch players, ex-players, get them together. I don't see anything in it where I go, yeah, that's destined to happen. Do you think it should? Would you like to see someone like Jaap Stam, who's my, I think he's the best defender I've ever seen, coming in and assisting Erik Ten Hag because he knows, Jaap Stam knows about Manchester United, he's been at the club, he knows about it all, and he can work with him. It just, I don't know, it smacks a little bit of just a suggestion or an idea that's not based in anything sort of in any reality. It's just, okay, Dutch, yeah, he's Dutch there. That makes sense. Another story doing the rounds as well was this idea that Erik Ten Hag is impressed in his interview, but one of the reasons he's impressed is the fact that he wants to just coach. He wants to focus on the coaching and on the team and let leave the recruitment and all the rest of it to whoever's in charge of that. And people are saying, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's that seems like a pretty good idea. I think this came from Paul Hurst. I think this original story came from that. Yeah, he wants to focus on coaching, sort of similar to Ajax system. The manager coaches the team rather than being responsible for recruitment. And then you leave that to that. The only problem with that is our recruitment has been shocking, by and large, hasn't it, since Fergie retired? Yes, we've had some good signings, but how many successful signings have Manchester United made over the last 9 years? Genuinely. Not many, where you go, that was a great signing for us, and it worked out really well. I'll let you decide. You can get involved in the comments and tell me, because I think almost every signing we've made there's been a question mark around them in some form. There's very few signings where you go, yeah, that is an out and out success. So listen, I'm going to leave it there. Let us know what you think about that. Do you want to see Ten Hag coming in? I think most people do, but let us know if you do. There's still the possibility of Mauricio Pochettino being the next Manchester United manager. Same with Julian Lopetegui and Luis Enrique. They've all been linked with us. Do you think he does need to bring in an ex-Dutch player, or a Dutch ex-player, I should say? Or does he just need to bring in whoever he thinks? Because there was stories doing the rounds that he might bring in someone he knows himself. I think there was Mitchell van der Gaag. He's the guy he's worked with before. That's his assistant at Ajax. So who knows? Let us know what you see. Let us know what you think. Get involved in the comments. We're back later on. We're going to be speaking to a Dutch football expert, so he knows a lot more about this than I do. It's not hard. So he can give us all the lowdown on Erik Ten Hag, tell us just how good he is and whether he's the right man for Manchester United. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Let's get 700,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Thanks for watching.